Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be trying out the new Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette. So this was kindly gifted to me by Mecca Maxima. If it wasn't gifted to me, I probably wouldn't have bought it, only because I've got like a lot of similar eyeshadow palettes to this, but I thought why not do like a first impressions, try it out. This palette is beautiful, like it looks beautiful. The colors in it are really good for, I guess, everyday looks, going out looks and stuff like that. But because I own so much makeup and I'm such a large makeup collector, I do probably have all these colors in my collection and I wouldn't have gone out of my way to buy this. But because I was lucky enough to have this gifted to me, I thought why not put it to good use and do a video for you guys. So I think today I'm going to do like an eye look with this, give you guys my thoughts, first impressions. A lot of you guys have been asking for me to do like finger swatches lately. The reason I don't do them in my videos is because I'm personally not interested in watching that. And that just kind of comes down to me wanting to know how it works in my eye and not what it looks like on my arm. But I think I might do them today so you guys can see the colors. I just feel like swatching products just does not really give you an idea of what the quality is going to be like, because sometimes I can swatch things and they look amazing and then they go on my eye really shit. And other times I can swatch stuff and it looks like total crap and then it looks good on my eye, if you know what I mean. So this is what the outer packaging looks like. It's really slim and sleek. I really do like that. It feels very sturdy as well. So the material here is like fabric kind of. It's actually like soft to the touch. That kind of means you'll have to be a little bit careful because this could probably get a bit dirty, but I find a bit of micellar water and a cotton pad will make all the difference if you need to clean your palettes. And then opening up the palette, I have to hold it like this because I've got too many lights in this room. So these are the colors here. The pans on the end are larger than what they are on the middle. I think what they were trying to do is put the more used shades in bigger pans. I'm not completely sure, but maybe that's what they were trying to do. It comes with a mirror as well. So I have heard a few other like beauty YouTubers say this palette reminds them of the ABH Sultry palette, which I don't own. And also some people say it reminds them of the Soft Glam palette as well. So that's all I've got to say. So let's do some finger swatches and then we'll do an eye look. I'm not usually a swatcher, so bear with me. Okay, so this color is Bribe, which is just like a creamy kind of white shade. You can barely see it. I've just turned down my lighting, so hopefully you'll be able to see them a little better. So Bribe is kind of like a satin shade. The next one I've got is Barely Baked, and I'm going to go like back over. So this one is Angelfire. This one is the color Retro, which is like that peachy shade. This one is the color Reputation. And then we've got the color Burn. These ones really go a long way. So next is Endgame, which is a matte brown. So this shade is Dreamweaver and it was very chunky when I put my finger in it. That one's a very odd formula. It is kind of like falling off my arm a little bit because it's kind of got like glitter particles through it. The next one is Distilled. And now we've got the color Bucked, which is a matte. Another matte is Boundaries. So that's Blur. It's just kind of like a really light tan, almost white shade. You guys need to remind me to never do swatches again. Next time I'm just going to link someone else's video for you to go see the swatches, because it clearly shows I do not swatch things. That was like the worst swatch in history. I look like my arm was broken or something. I don't know. So obviously my brows are already done. I will have everything down below that I used on them today. And I'm just going to prime my lids with my Tarte Shape Tape. This one's in the color Light Sand. I really want to buy the P. Louise base, but every time like I look for it, it's like out of stock on whatever sites I find it on. And if you guys have used it, like, is it amazing? Do you love it, or is it like overhyped? I've laid that concealer down and I've blended it out with my beauty blender. I don't think I'm going to set it down. I think I'm going to go straight in with shadow. This concealer is pretty dry anyway. It's not like overly sticky, so I don't feel like I can really stuff up the eyeshadow too much. I think the color I'm going to start off with is Boundaries, which is this kind of tan shade. I was going to use the peach, but I've recently done kind of a peachy eye with that Essence palette. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up here. I'm going to start patting that on. There is quite a lot of kickback from this palette. Well, from the boundary shade anyway. As soon as I dip in, a lot kind of kicks up. As I'm patting it on, I'm going to like lightly blend it, like really softly. I've turned the lighting down a bit. Hopefully like that's okay, but I felt like I was going blind before. Like it was just like so bright in my face. I'm also going to blend that on the outer corner, just in circular motions. I'm going to go over and do this eye, and then I think I might dip in with a lighter tan and just kind of blend it upwards. So far this color is really lovely. It's going on easily as well. I'm actually going to mix Bucked, which is this one here, and I'm also going to mix it with Blur. So far, I think that's blended out pretty nicely. It looks good. This is what I've got so far. I feel like this eye has gone like a little bit patchy though, like around here. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see it or not. I don't know. I've been trying to fix it and it's not really fixing. I'm going to dip into the color Bribe, which is that kind of like satin white. And to clean up those edges a bit, I'm going to run it like along my brow bone. This white is pretty powdery, like it's falling like all over my eyelashes. I think the whole palette, like from what I'm using, is pretty powdery. It isn't always a bad thing. It's messy, but if they blend out well, then that's okay with me, I guess. So the only other matte shade that is deeper and is the deepest in this palette is this chocolate brown here. And this one is called Endgame. I think I might do a halo eye, so I might bring that tan into the inner corner, and then I'll deepen it with the dark brown. So I'll put that on the outer inner corner and through the crease. I might do like a cut crease, but like in the middle. I'm not sure yet. Just bring this tan all the way in. Sorry about the two warm eye looks in a row on my channel, but those are the palettes we're working with. I ordered the ABH Riviera palette, so I'm pretty excited to do some colourful stuff. If you want to see particular colours from that palette, let me know down below in this video. Now going in with Endgame, I'm using a Morphe 507 brush. Just something really small and precise. The dark brown is really, really pigmented, but I am having a bit of trouble blending it out. So as you can see here, there's a pretty harsh line. This area is kind of blended out better, but here it's kind of grabbed and now I can't really move it. I've gone over here quite a lot, like my eye's kind of hurting because I've been blending that area for a really long time. I'm dipping back into boundaries, which is the tan, and I'm going to try and like blend over the top a little bit. The dark brown almost reminds me of something from like the Subculture palette where it just kind of like grabs and can be really hard to blend out. And it's not like it went straight onto a wet base either. It was going on top of other shadow. I'm going to go over and start doing this eye. I've just blended it out a little bit with the tan shade. The brown has done the same as what it did on this eye. It's kind of just grabbing in really odd areas, but this one's like really harsh. The line is just insane. And this one is a bit softer, but I don't know, like I'm feeling like that dark brown is muddy. It's just, I don't know, it's not my favorite. The formula of that one's just a bit funny. I was thinking about cutting my crease kind of like in the middle, but I think I'm just going to leave it kind of soft and smoky because honestly, like that's not what I would normally do. I was just going to do it to be a little bit more creative for the video, but realistically for me, I would just do like a really smoky eye and probably just pop the shimmer on the lid with my finger or just like a flat brush. So we're going to do that so my review first impression is a little bit more accurate. I'm going to take a little bit of Reputation and I'm going to put this like on the outer corner, I guess. Just kind of pat that on, and also here. I'm going to leave the middle for a brighter shade. And for the center of my lid, I'm going to go in with Angelfire. I'm going to take it on my finger. I feel like it definitely picks up better with your finger. I feel like the brush just made that really dull. I've got a damp brush. I'm going to try and intensify that colour. That's better. This is the completed eye look. I did have a little bit of trouble with those shimmers. I felt like the shade Reputation just didn't do that much. Probably will have to use that wet, but I didn't want to use it like wet on the outer corner because I felt like it just go a bit muddy. Angelfire did apply better with the finger than a brush and does apply better wet. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but the whole like bottom half of this shade has sealed over from me trying to like get the shade, and also it being wet will seal it over even more. At the moment, my thoughts are like kind of in the middle. I'm not like blown away, but like I'm not disappointed. But anyway, what I'm going to do is finish off my makeup and everything, and then I'm going to come back with my thoughts on the eyeshadow palette. And I also have to clean up like all this fallout on my face. She's back with her base on. I feel like I am glowing. Don't you worry, I'm going to have everything down below in the description, so if you want to know what I've used today, it will be down there. I did forget we had to do the lower lash line together, so I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going back in with Boundaries, which is the tan that I've used majority in my crease. And now I'm dipping back into that dark brown, and I'm going to focus this closely to the lash line and more on the outer corner. I'm going to put on some eyeliner. I'm going to use the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. This one's in the colour Demolition, and it's just kind of like a dark chocolatey brown. Oh my god, that is so creamy. I've never used these before. I actually do have some in my collection, but I've just never used them. Put some mascara on. While I'm here, I may as well show you my lip colour. I want to try out the Fenty Beauty Stunna lip paint. This one is in the colour Unveil, and it's a really dark chocolatey brown. I just honestly want to see what it looks like and what the formula is like. I've had it for ages and I just have never gotten around to using it. I swear the packaging of this, you could kill someone with it. It's so heavy. It's like literally glass. So I do have the lip colour on. It is extremely dark. It's completely changed this whole makeup look. If you want this makeup to be really wearable, just chuck on a nude lip, and the eye is extremely wearable. I just really wanted to try out this lip colour and the formula. It probably looks even darker because I have like no fake tan on and I just can't be bothered with fake tan lately. But yeah, this is the finished makeup look. I think it's really beautiful. I am happy with how the makeup has like turned out in the end. But now we're going to talk about the eyeshadow palette. So packaging wise, I really do like it. It's really nice and sleek, which is really good for storage. A lot of people don't like the fabric packaging. I don't really care that much. Like, it is what it is. A lot of people are saying like the top's gonna get too dirty, but I don't know, like I just don't really care about that much. It's not a big issue for me. Like what I mentioned at the start of the video, I wouldn't have bought this. Like, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to buy this palette. But that also comes down to me being like a makeup addict and makeup collector, a beauty guru. I don't like that word, but like this is kind of my job. It's not my job, but it's my passion and hobby. So I own a lot of makeup and I love to film with a lot of different makeup. What I'm trying to say is I wouldn't have bought this palette because I've got like 100 eyeshadow palettes, maybe more. I don't even know. I personally feel like this is totally up to you guys. Like, if you feel like you want these colors in your collection, it is a nice palette. Do I feel like it's the best formula of eyeshadow I've ever used? No. As I said, I felt like that dark brown was a little bit patchy, a little bit hard to blend out and work with, but overall the palette was not terrible. I think I've got a really nice eye look out of it. You might want this palette because you collect all the naked palettes and that's a reason to buy it, I guess. I personally think if I spent my own money on this, which I can't remember exactly how much they are, I feel like they're about 70 Australian dollars. I think I could get a better eyeshadow palette for a cheaper price somewhere else. Like, that's quite a lot of money on an eyeshadow palette. You may as well just go buy an ABH palette because I feel like the quality is better and they're easier to blend out. I will definitely give this palette another go, like in my own time, play around with it, maybe use it when I'm going out places and stuff like that. First impressions are not always reliable because I could use this palette again and love it, or I could use it again and like fucking hate it. You know what I mean? So at this point in time, like, I think I've created a really nice eye look and I had like the tiniest bit of trouble blending it out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to thumbs up. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see below. My beauty room tour and makeup collection is coming really soon, so just keep an eye out for that. You can hit the bell button if you guys want to be notified, and also come follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And that's all I've got to say, so I'll see you guys really soon in my next one. Bye.